have.
That's true.
Yeah,
And
maybe just go for a Spirit Breaker or something like that, but it's like globally very good.
Yep.
Slaughter, even.
Okay, so two pretty beefy heroes.
It's a tiny slaughter combo, man.
Yeah.
Who needs a Blink Dagger when you can get tossed in?
Yep.
I still think CK is very good against these cores. I wouldn't be surprised to see 4CL ban it in the second phase. NLG just gonna go with the Queen, so a stable laner.
Radiant team back.
They favorite the Bane as well. Like it's very good against Tiny. And you can just like enfeeble and sleep him, leave him alone.
Now 4CL can take the Bane away from them too.
Yeah.
Because Bane is very good against these dual cores, and it's also good for laning.
I have a feeling it's the Necro pick for NoLogicGaming.
So they should ban the A now?
Yeah.
10
And Dazzle's actually been ignored as well.
Yeah, surprisingly.
I don't think you can ban A if you're at NLG, because then you could just open up free
Radiant
Dazzle for 4CL, and they would be
ban.
more than happy to take that.
That's true.
I don't think that A is a huge counter to Dazzle. It's like...
It's more just like...
It's so-so.
It's active D-push. I think that's the biggest thing. It's not about necessarily taking the fight as much as it is trying to get them off your side of the map for a little while, like get some breathing room. I mean, of course, there is always Wombo combo. Like we tried to see Nip run a little bit earlier, but...
They banned out the Sven, so maybe they were going for more minus armor. Like, so the Dazzle is definitely on their minds, maybe. Because I don't think Sven is particularly good against Tiny.
No, but Sven is of course picked up when you wanna get extra armor on your team, so perhaps they are still planning for the Dazzle as well as...
CK looks so good right now for NLG. They banned Lich and Shaker in the second phase. Like, if that doesn't scream CK pick, I don't know what was, or what will.
But it seems like 4 Clovers is okay with letting
I mean, they
it
can
through.
go Gyro too, I guess. But then you're kind of lacking the single target damage. You could go for like the Wombo combo team fight though. That's always a possibility.
If you get Gyro, he's just gonna be like amplified and jumped, and it's
10
kind of
seconds
bad
remaining.
building.
But if you go like Wyvern after, I think it's fine.
It's a Wyvern as well.
Disruptor? Okay.
Radiant
We saw
team pick.
Vega
Okay.
pick this combo, the IO Disruptor.
This is very punishable though.
Yeah,
you have to look
exactly.
at the IO and the Disruptor and think to yourself, we haven't seen a single support coming out from 4CL. The only thing that we know is going to be offlane Slardar most likely. So you can go back for like a Spirit Breaker if you want to just go like full on ham. You can even pick on dying at this stage and just go for like some kind of early death ball. But
Yeah, the game I was talking about was the game they lost in 17 minutes.
yeah.
10 seconds
This,
remaining.
like, when you see Wisp, I don't know if I really like
5
picking the support this
seconds
early,
remaining.
just because it gives away that your supports are weak. Like they're fragile, they can be abused.
Reserve time.
And now I think NLG needs something like a CK or a Gyro just to secure the early game. Otherwise, you're going to get ran at by 4CL's lineup. And if you don't have a stable early game, your Disruptor has a late level 6 timing, it's going to be really hard for you to fight into
Dire
that.
team
But
pick.
even if you have a CK, and they go like a duel on dying or whatever against your lane with...
It's still hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Disruptor and Wisp is not strong at low levels.
And they don't
Yeah,
have a lot of
exactly.
disables either. Just very... Oh, you know that NoLogicGaming
Bane.
did this. They had
Okay.
Mitch on the Bane safe lane with an aggressive tri lane coming out. So if you're gonna have an IO Disruptor plus 1 aggressive tri lane, which hero would you prefer to see in that one?
Well, you want a range farming hero for sure, I feel, right?
Because
They're
you
gonna-
don't want to fight
Dire
against the
team
Tiny, the Craggy.
Well, it's more because you want the laning phase to actually go very, very much in your favor. Because Tiny doesn't really need anything more than levels for the burst combo. And if he gets a couple of kills mid-game, he'll just get his blink. You know, you're not really going to hold him down for that long.
10 seconds
And Slardar
remaining.
is also pretty easy pickings mid-game, I think, if your Disruptor and Bane have a
5
good start.
seconds remaining.
And they will ban the Undying here from 4CL.
Radiant team
I think
pick.
Ursa could actually be a decent pick against 4CL.
Against 4CL?
He's gonna get kind of
Against Tiny?
No, not so much. Like it's.
I mean,
you
Wind
just get
Ranger
early
can win
BKB.
run. Tiny has Craggy.
You can still toss him away.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think what can deal with the amount of like
I think
physical
Gyro
damage.
is the pick, honestly. I think it's
Gyro?
because they go aggro with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Gyro is the way to go.
Doesn't it just get like focus fire? It's difficult.
Gyro?
They've so much like.
10
I mean, the thing
Physical
is,
damage.
if you're thinking only towards mid-game, I agree. Because AMP and stun toss
5
combos are
seconds
kind of scary.
remaining.
But how are you going to get that combo off with Bane Disruptor? Like, something is going to happen to you
Reserve
in that
time.
time, I feel, if the supports are in a proper position and you're taking like these 5-man centric engagements.
How do you feel about, for NoLogicGaming, a Viper on the offlane?
I don't
Viper's
like.
You
good against
need
Tiny.
some carry potential. Like, you need something that has some oomph.
Yeah, and your team doesn't really push towers that well either on NLG.
But
so
if you're picking a Bane safe lane, doesn't that kind of mean that you're kind of foregoing on the late game kind of altogether?
Well, it could just be that they do 2-1-2.
Yeah.
And like you said, they do Bane and then they do the Wisp, and then they just have Disruptor with Gyro top, and I think that's also okay. Because Bane IO is actually very difficult to kill for just a Dazzle support and a Tiny. I think that lane would be heavily contested. Oh, the denial. They take the Gyro away from NLG. What is the choice now?
Is it Windranger or Slaughter going to be support, do you think?
Slardar, probably.
Okay.
There's a Slark. It's not...
That's like such a panic pick, I feel. I think...
What else is there, though?
Slark. Why, they're going to go with it, man. I don't know. That seems really...
I think it's good.
It's good
It's
Gyro.
like one of the best carries you can
I
pick
think
here.
against the Tiny as
It's
well.
good mid-game, but it's not good in lane.
It's good late game.
It's
Like-
very good late game, that is true.
Yeah,
but
lane
what
is
if they punish you for
weakness.
this? Like,
How? They have...
I think Gyro Dazzle, or even just like any heroes in your lane against Slark, you can test, because Slark is such a bad laner. Like,
With
he's-
the IO, though, he has such sustain.
If they go like Gyro Dazzle, don't you just go defensive try?
Gentlemen, it's time.
I suppose you could.
Who's going to win now that you see the draft?
I think 4CL's lineup will win.
Shane?
I'll let everyone go first.
Hmm.
You're going to bandwagon so hard.
Yeah,
no.
If I have to choose, I think 4 Clovers. Because of what I said with the experience before and all that. And the draft, so...
I think 4 Clover is going to win, but I'm going to go with NoLogicGaming.
Devil's
Because no
advocate.
logic or what?
Boom!
Got him.
Wow.
Their draft makes no logic. They actually won with Bane safe lane farming that
Yeah,
game,
they
but
did.
they ran the Bane as a core. We're going to find out who is actually going to take this first game of the series. It is time for our commentators to take over. Odie Pixel and Lumi, take it away.
Indeed, welcome back to the casting panel. I'm Odie Pixel, and I'm here with a man known to some as Lumi. It is Lumi, and the game has begun. So let's get ourselves in. Game 1 here of the final series of the day. 4 Clovers versus the side of NoLogicGaming. And Lumi, normally we have a chance to hear your insight on the drafts over on the panel, but this time you're casting, and you've not had a chance to say anything. What are you thinking about the hero pickups today from these two sides?
I like 4CL's draft much better as well. They have this run-at-you lineup, and right now NLG, they need a ton of items on their supports to make sure they don't die. More importantly, although, Sexy Bambo has a 75% win rate on Tiny.
Okay.
He is very good. I believe he was also featured in one other Dream League game where all he did that game was got a Blink Dagger, got a Force F, and he just looked to blow up the Wisp. And I think that's what's going to happen this game here. Spartan's going to have a very tough time. He plays an amazing Wisp, but Bambo's going to blink right on top of you and give you the good old Avatars combo.
Okay, and in terms of kind of talking about NoLogicGaming's lineup, the fact that they did go for that final pick, Slark, I mean, do you feel that that was something that they were looking towards throughout the draft, or was that something that they were forced into?
I think they were forced into it. The couch talked about how a Gyrocopter would have fit, and I thought Gyrocopter would have been the amazing pick, but now that it's been denied, Slark is probably the only core they could have went for that could survive and fight early, aggressively. So Madara, to me, has to play out of his mind, and so far his performance in Dream League has not been that. So we'll see if he could kind of step it up here today.
Okay, I mean, in terms of this mid lane matchup, of course, Excalibur versus Nikwa, the Quap versus the Wind Ranger. What do you reckon we're going to see? What's your predictions in terms of who's going to come out on top here in this lane?
I don't think we're going to see Excalibur go for that amazing early game domination that he did earlier, as we see a TP already happening here. So are we going to see a lane switch up top? No, there's going to be a
We might see a
glimpse.
kill, yeah, bringing Pycat back into it. They've got the pounce for it as well from Madara. EGM will find the crush now. Spartan, he's showing the fray as well. Madara continues to hit. They'll find themselves the first kill. And now the body blocks here from the IO. They're trying to control EGM. He's going to get the crush out again for a second time. And he'll be able to get himself out of there. But first blood going to the side of NoLogicGaming, and the TP working out for them.
All right, suddenly 4 people top. I wonder if, well, who's going to TP away here? I guess the Slark. It's going to give you that 1v1 matchup on the bottom. But your early question was, who's going to do well in the mid lane? I think it's going to be a wash.
Okay.
Right now, though, Nikwa leading a lot in terms of the CS.
Well, top lane, yeah. Madara's going to leave this one, head himself back towards the bottom. Saxy just moving in, forcing Mitch back away on the Bane. EGM trying to see if he can get in close for the crush. Mitch has got to be careful of his positioning here. EGM, he wants to try and find it, but he can't quite do it. Bane just playing with them at the moment. There's a creep wave moving in here. And we'll see if 4 Clovers do decide to move forward. Pycat, he wants to try and find a barrage, but IO is there. He's closing in. Let's see him go for the work here with the Rocket Barrage, just forcing Mitch and Spartan right back. And a lot of aggression coming out for the side of 4 Clovers bottom lane. The glimpse here onto Sexy Bambo. Milan and Madara trying to do what they can. But with the way that the lanes have now switched up, Do you feel this is favouring NoLogicGaming, the fact that they're going to have a bit of an easier time getting the farm on the Slark down here?
I think so, and more importantly, I don't think their heroes would die. Bane, to me, is one of the deceptively kind of tanky heroes in the early stage of the game. He's got 4 base armor with the boots first, and now a magic stick. He should be able to withstand the top lane. And more importantly, also on the bottom lane, Disruptor is able to get essentially dual support experience, be able to harass and zone Sexy Bambo out of lane. Now I like NLG's lanes much better.
Okay. I mean, EGM again on the top, just looking for the wraparound here on the slide. Milan's got himself a haste. It's still just level 1 though, 16 seconds before the glimpse is back and available. Let's see Mitch. He might be in trouble here. You can see EGM trying to look for the crush. Mitch will pop out the Bane, and it's going to get toggled off. Nicely done it by 4 Clovers, allowing them to close the gap. But here's Spartan with his balls trying to turn it around. Saxy gets the healer. The brain sap from Mitch, getting the Dazzle to force back down the lane. And Pycat not quite being able to do the damage that he wanted to with that rocket barrage. So still, nonetheless, lots of people looking for fights in mid lane. Excalibur, he's going to find himself. Oh, no, he's not. He's got the bottle charges, Nico, but pushing him very close to the edge of his life there. Excalibur will be able to force back the win rage, which he needs to do, because at the moment, Nico's still coming out on top in terms of CS on that lane.
Yeah, with Nico being forced back, Excalibur could catch up a bit. The reason that 4CL can't get kills up top is that Bane's got boots of speed,
yes,
and the Gyro does not. So until Pycat picks one up on the side shop, I don't think these Rocket Barrage dive will work out. He also could have gotten a point in the homing missile, maybe, because it is a trialing setup. You can kind of slow them down enough where your nukes eventually will catch up, but he's gone for the standard flat cannon build instead.
It's going to be level 3 now. We'll see if he puts that second point into the barrage. You've got EGM trying to catch out Spartan, and he will here with the crush. Spartan will be able to tether himself across, and now he's done exactly what you said of the Gyro. Third point goes into the missile, sends it the way of the IO, forcing back Spartan on the top lane. Just going to maybe leave the Bane a little bit more exposed here against this tri-lane. We'll see if they're able to do anything off the back of the fact that Mitch is now alone. We're going to see Saxon and Pycat moving in. Just forcing him back. Mitch is going to have to play a little bit more safe as Spartan's got to go all the way back to base here. There's going to be an Invis room picked up here by Nico on his Wind Ranger, so we'll see if he decides to hold on to that one. It looks like he will for the time being. Wait until his a time of need, but so at the moment 1-0 for the side of NLG, and in terms of farm, Slark, he is doing pretty well on the bottom lane, top of the CS at the moment.
And he needs to do very well. I imagine we're going to see a fairly aggressive item build, and speaking of aggression, looks like we're going to see a TP on the bottom lane. Sexy Babel gets caught here by the kinetic field. They're going to make that dive, toss away, and well, there's a glimpse back as well. So round 2, Madeira looking for the pounds. He is trying to get it. He misses. Oh. Now it's going to go for Saksa. Here comes the tether slow. Can we get the kill here? No grave. There is a grave. Saksa gets to walk away. The toss back to the range creep, but a couple more right clicks will get the job done. Kind of a roller coaster on this bottom lane, but looks like the TP in from the bottom lane has been successful for NLG.
And top lane, we're going to see 4 Clovers, maybe look for someone in return. They'll put out the crush here. Just be the Nightmare onto Pycat, holding him back. He's going to get toggled off. We'll see if Mitch could do anything. He's trying to move forward with the Rocket Barrage from Pycat. Okay, there we go. They'll find themselves the kill there with the brain sap. And Mitch, wow, he's just showing it some to the side of 4 Clovers. Not quite expecting that amount of burst in bottom lane. NLG moving forward. Madara maybe see if he can find the jump. Can't quite get the latch on here. Now with the slow, he's got the dark power ready just in case there's an avalanche coming out. It comes out now, but it's too late. NLG already find themselves the kill. Pycat's actually TP'd down to this bottom lane now, so we may once again see further lane switching up between the two sides.
So NLG is doing very well in the laning stage, but as the couch kind of talked about, they need to do well in the laning stage. So with the draft, to me, favoring 4CL, the lanes favoring LNG, I think this game is somewhat even now. Mitch, though, obviously doing amazing top lane now, almost hitting level 6. I imagine once he does get the level 6, he'll grab a smoke and start using that first Fiend's Grip to set up some ganks across the map.
As we can see in the Radiant jungle, Milan and Spartan coming across towards the mid lane. Milan's got to be a bit careful here because he's going to potentially walk into a couple of the members of the side of 4 Clovers. There's a very scared Milan. You do. I think he's all right. I don't think they've. No, he's not all right at all. Bambo finds himself a free kill there. Essentially, Spartan nearly getting caught out as well by the side of 4 Clovers.
Tower?
The power shot, the tower is enough. No, it's not. Wasn't quite going for our anyway. Was aggro towards the quad. 4 Clovers getting themselves a kill on the board after a very aggressive warding trip there from the Disruptor. That will surely get dewarded as well, as the pings did come out there from 4 Clovers. So they're well aware what the Disruptor was up to. And Spartan, well, he's walks into an angry fish, and the fish will give him a wet slap. Excalibur comes in with a screen, but Bambo's there with the avalanche. He's got a toss as well. The kinetic field has been popped down. They've got the crush, the control from EGM, and the power shot. They'll take down the quad before Excalibur can blink away. And 4Clovers bring themselves back into this one, getting themselves 3 kills on the board and closing that gap, that advantage that NLG had got in the first 5 minutes of the game.
More importantly, EGM was in the experience range for all 3 kills. He was level 2 as he exited the base, and now he's level 5. So Slaughter getting that quick level 6 is going to be very, very important. Meanwhile, Mitch has kind of meandered his way back to the bottom lane, unable to find a gyro kill that he was going for, but he's now kind of setting up shop here to farm. I imagine the first item he's going to go for is either some sort of like defensive item, like a Glimmer Cape or a Force Staff, because things like a Tiny coming onto your team, you need some way to protect yourself or your allies.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that come out at all from Mitch. And talking about the Tiny, Bambo's going to return back to this bottom lane here. Mitch heading out into the sidelines. And top lane still just Dazzle on his own, finding some solo XP. Let's see if see where the next bit of action goes down. You've got Phase Boost now and Pycat's Gyrocopter. Top lane, and Equa looking for the 8-minute rune. Milan is there, and he's going to throw down the kinetic field here. Saxa turns up and out. Focus fire. They just turn onto Milan here. Power shot as well. They'll get this, the job done. Equa seals the deal there on the Wind Ranger. Excalibur does have a Sonic Wave. He's not really quite got the mana for the full blink in and the 1-2-3 combo. Now he does. Spartans topping him back up. Mitch is there, smoked up, really wanting to use the Fiend's Grip to see if they can find a pick off here in this mid lane. They're using Excalibur as the bait. For 4Clovers, they do have 4 heroes towards this mid lane.
Yeah, 4CL has seen the invis being picked up by the Observer on the bottom lane, so they're not going to get caught out here. To me, though, 4CL has been playing a lot better in the last 2 minutes or so. Consider that Mitch has hit level 6, but he's unable to find a single gank, and looks like he's going to get that bottom ward killed. But yeah, 4CL playing very well, dodging the ganks, and looks like they're going to set up one on the mid lane, looking for that toss crush combo.
Yeah, let's have a look at it go. Okie dokie, no, the blink's there in time, Excalibur. He's did have the chance to get himself out before the crush came down. And at the moment, how's our Slark looking for the side of NLG?
He's got a hand of Midas.
Okay. I mean, we don't always see Slarks go for the Midas, but are you liking it in this kind of matchup between these two sides, Midas being the item for Medora?
Yeah, he definitely needs a level. If you look at him, he's maxed the Dark Pack.
Okay.
But when you're looking to fight, you definitely want to max your pounce as well.
Mid lane. Nico came a bit too close for comfort there. They've got the Fiend's Grip onto the Wind Ranger. He's going to look to try and get himself out of this one, but he's not going to be able to. There's a Mitch getting himself a killing spree, forcing back Saxa as well. Mitch trying to set this one up, potentially, if he can close the gap, but he can't. Pink's coming out on the sidelines here. The EGM is looking for an opening. There's a homing missile and amplify now laid down onto Spartan. See if 4Clovers can capitalize on this one, but it looks like they'll have to just let Spartan leave him alone and let him get away here, as they don't really want to go across the river. But yeah, the Midas on the Slark.
Yeah, the reason that NLG right now is playing so aggressive is that they recognize they can before the gyro hits 6. Once Gyrocopter gets called down, they cannot make those tier 1 tower dives anymore. So they're going to constantly check on that menu bar to make sure that gyro's not 6. And I mentioned earlier, before the fight broke out, that Madara needs to max his pounce before he could really take fights, and the Midas will really help out with that.
Top lane Bamba needs to be careful here. There are 3 heroes, and he's playing it safe here. If they get the vision for a glimpse or such, they could certainly follow through. He's got the backup of EGM on the Slardar, and they may just look to go for something themselves. If they can get their toss combo out onto someone as squishy as Milan, it's going to be a very easy pick-off. Bamba will just look to force the lane in first. Just going to give a cheeky toss there with the creeps, clearing out the trees here. Looks like they won't quite make a jump. NLG, in fact, they're grouped up in their own jungle, 3 of them. Let's see what their plan of action is. Spartan hasn't quite hit that level 60 on the iron. They're going to just start to move in. They're trying to find the range here for the Nightmare, but Mitch can't quite get close enough. 2 seconds until Fiend's Grip up as well. Excalibur, he'll go straight to Bambo. Bambo tries to turn around with the combo, bringing Excalibur incredibly low. Bambo will get a glimpse back into the field here now. They turn up with the full 5-man. NLG find themselves another kill on the board, taking down Bambo's Tiny. There's going to be space, of course, around the rest of the map here, off the back of that 5-man rotation from NLG for heroes like Pycat to find a bit of farm in the mid lane. Saxa and Nikwa going to get a bit of action going on the bottom, forcing out the fortification. Milan's the only one here to defend at the moment. Needs to be careful. A stray shackle shot could end his life. And he's going to come out quite boldly here. On top lane, it's going to be where NLG are looking to just push as a full 4-man group.
Milan on the bottom lane might be in a little bit of trouble here. TP is going to come in. Suddenly Saxa Actually, TP gets cancelled. Maybe it got cancelled on the top lane. Suddenly now, Saksa giving the dive here to Milan. Milan trying to juke for his best. Meanwhile, top lane here, another big fight breaks out. I'm not exactly sure which one to look at. Milan still juking back and forth. It's a two-man shackle shot on the bottom lane. Milan dropping very low. He's going to die to right click. Meanwhile, Mitch is going to get it on Nikwa. He's calling for the TPs. A TP's going to come in on the side of a Queen of Pain. No, it's going to be a Madara. Nikwa out of mana completely. Can we get a Nightmare? He gets juked. He gets fogged. And finally, we are going to see an easy pounce being lashed up here. Nikwa will go down. Top lane chase is still going on. Rocket on Excalibur. He'll blink away.
Yeah, Excalibur gets about Asia's just top and bottom. Fight's kicking off.
So I personally did not watch the top lane. What exactly happened there?
I was watching, we were watching both lanes there on this screen. It was all over the place. Matter, he should be fine here. But I think overall, favoring the side of NLG, the fact that we look at the net worth and it is still this Slark at the top. Oh, with the glimpse on TGM, putting him out to the high ground. They trap him in the statics from the kinetic field. Now Madara coming back in with the help of the IO. It's a killing spree now for the Slark, and that definitely cements NLG in a position where they're going to be very happy with that last minute of action.
Yeah, not only did they get the tier 1 top, they also defended their own tier 1, so overall, huge advantage for NLG. And more importantly, Tiny on the mid lane, is he going to grab a solo kill? Easy Avatars combo. That will help his blink dagger timing, and he definitely needs a blink to help his team fight.
Yeah, absolutely. The blink time is going to be huge here for Bambo. We've seen before what he can do once he gets it online at a reasonable time. It's going to be a bit later than we've seen him do it in previous matches. And still this Slark becoming the ever-growing issue here for the side of 4 Clovers. Matter halfway through level 10, 1k gold now on top of the Midas, and 6k in overall net worth. 1k ahead of the Wind Ranger, and a good 2.2 ahead of Pycat's Gyrocopter, which is starting to fall behind a bit in terms of net worth.
Nikwa's going to just look for any type of shackle.
Yeah.
And that will be the kill. He's, where's the shackle? Shackle looks like it's going to get blinked, and that will be it. Bottom lane relocates coming in right now here, and Sexy Bambo is going to get nightmared. And oh boy, he is absolutely dead. But Nikwa on the side of the tree, they want him first. They will get him. Sexy Bambo looking for a toss back. Sexy Bambo is going to get him back into the bosom of 5 NLG hero. 2 kill for NLG, and right back to farm they go on top lane.
Yeah, really sweet setup there with the relocate. The fact that the Bane was left, right, and center, getting the Nightmare out on one and the Fiend's Grip on the other. We're seeing the strength of NLG's draft there in top lane. They might find more. Zaxa is very, very deep here. And I think Madara is going to try and look for the kill. And should be able to get it. He's got the backup of Spartan. Saxa, he's got the cooldown coming in from Pycat. Madara needs to be careful. Gets the Shadow Dance off. Now it's a question of whether he can find himself going back in. They're going to look for the TP out. Pycat, they don't have the damage to take him down. So Pycat gets out. But the cooldown, not quite enough to do enough about this Slark. And another kill that Madara has found himself involved in. So even though we did see kind of the greedier build with the Midas, this Slark's been very active, very involved, and it's really paying off for the lineup of NLG.
Yeah, he can be greedy because he has a Wisp helping him out. Excalibur. Can we?
Can they get? This is a smoke up from the two of them, and yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to find anything here. Bambo and EGM. They have to get themselves out on bottom lane. They've got the glimpse back onto Nikwa. Mitch is there as well. There'll be a shackle onto Milan.
Where's the TP?
They have got a static storm if they want to use it here, and well, the kinetic field coming out, unfortunately, a little bit too late. The weave dropped down onto Mitch. Nico's starting to move in.
The courier's in the fight as well. Got to micro that one.
Oh, Mitch. Okay, he's in trouble. EGM's there with the crush, with the amplifier. They'll turn up. Cooldown's there as well, just in case Mitch tries to get himself down. That's going to be Wind Ranger ending the streak, and more money in the bank for Nikwa there. Hiding in the trees. They know he's there. Backup's coming. Here's your relocate.
Okay.
Just Spartan on his own. All right. I think he's maybe hoping for the relocate out to save the disruptor, but he gets shackled. And now Milan, he may just go down as well. There's a homing missile flying its way across the map. Drop the kinetic field here.
He should die to the missile.
What level's this missile? Is it more than one? Has he been maxing it? No, it's only level 1 missile. I think he's fine.
But he's ran such a far distance. Oh, power shot.
Power shot will do the job, though.
And meanwhile, that courier is still on the bottom lane. Looks like he's going to get micro back now. It is a clowny mid-game here.
It certainly is. 13 to 10, 16 minutes in. It's kind of between the carrying potential of the Slark and the Moon Ranger feels at the moment. Both being the two heroes at the top. Bambo. Oh, they're not going to look for him.
No.
Oh, yeah, they are. There we go. The ping's come out. They found him. The big top spot with the V's there. And okay. He cancels that one. And, well, Bambo. No, he can't get himself out of that. They'll find themselves the kill. Bane to pick that one up. But another one yet again that Slark's involved in. More money here for the little fishy fellow. 7.7k. What's he actually picked up on top of the Midas now, Slark? What was he
He's got a blink
Oh,
dagger.
you went for the blink dagger. Okay.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I personally think the Shadow Blade might be a little bit better because later on you could upgrade to Silver Edge and kind of get rid of the craggy exterior that Tiny has.
Yeah.
But he's got such a level advantage that I think he's going to not really worry about too much of that regard. Also, if we want to compare off lanes, our Mitch Bane is 8-1-1 and looking to build towards a BKB. And our Tiny is 2-5 and has nothing. So Mitch is really have a much better impact than Sexy Bambo so far.
Yeah, Mitch has been doing some great stuff on this Bane as they're talking about the draft. It's something that we've seen before from NLG. And they're pulling it off quite nicely here. Still very close between the teams, 14-10. Pycat starting to catch back up in terms of farm, but he's got quite a way to go until he's on the same level as Slark, and it's going to be hard to catch up a Slark with a Midas and a Slark that has been as active as Madara has been. Mid lane, where's the relocate? Okay, it's towards the top. Looking for the relocate, straight into Saxa. He's going to look for the TP out, and well, he might just get himself away, will they? Don't have any control to stop him, to cancel the channel, so the relocate gang going unfavorably there for the side of NLG, and it's a relocate wasted.
I think it's okay for NLG to go for these ganks, even if they don't work out, because 4CL is trying to farm themselves back in the game. I talked about Tiny needing item, Nikwa definitely need item. Same thing with the Gyrocopter. So
bottom rune.
Oh, grip.
Let's have a look. Yeah, grip straight up to Nikwa.
He has an invis in his bottle, so you got to burst him down quick.
They've got the static storm. Yeah, Nikwa's bursted down. They've got the job done. Milan will get taken down in return by the cooldown. EGM's trying to chase this here with Pycat. Mitch pops the Nightmare, holding back the Slardar. Sonic Wave onto 3. And now with the shots forward, they'll get the Slardar crush out. Bambo will get taken down by Madara. So it's a 2 for 2 at the moment. Pycat looks for the TP out. He will make it. I don't know if EGM's going to be as lucky. Trying to juke this one out through the tree line. If they got anything to cancel the TP, they don't. And they will be able to get themselves out of there. So I guess, well, one of the weaknesses of NLG's draft in the sense that what they're relying on pretty much just the glimpse and or the Bane to be around.
Right.
And without those 2 heroes, you're going to be able to TP away every time.
And we do see multiple like Grave TPs being committed. So for that fight though, I think NLG, again, happy with the exchange. They killed the Wind Ranger, they killed the Tiny, the 2 cores of 4CL, and they gave away a Disruptor Bane. It's not a big deal. And now Madara, I talked about how earlier in the Dream League, he hasn't had a great Slark game. He's having an amazing Slark game now. Well, I say that and he just dies.
Caster's curse there, limit. Yeah. That's a big kill, Tiny.
That's a Mega Street kill. He's got a blink now, so damn. Sexy Bambo's back.
Saxa's trying to go for some here. He's got the backup of VGM and Pycat. Excalibur, oh, he's going to blink forward for the kill and he'll find it. We'll manage to find the pick off onto the Dazzle. EGM still playing fancy footwork here with Excalibur. Pycat did manage to get the tower there in the mid lane. And EGM just playing around with him here. Excalibur blinks back up to his own half of the map. And yeah, as you said, I mean, still, nonetheless, even though he gives away that kill, he's having a good time in the middle. Oh, Bambo. He's really coming online now. We talked about when he gets the blink how he's going to turn it around. And, well, okay, turning around the turnaround. There's your Fiend's Grip onto Bambo. We'll get cancelled by the Shackle Shot, but not in time to save the Tiny. Nico trying to do his best there to save Bambo. It's a power shot for 18 to 14, so 20 minutes in. It still feels close, but would you still say it's NLG in a happier position because of the slot?
No, I think that once 4CL has gone for the Blink Dagger, they are, to me, in the lead. Like, the goal chart says 0-0, but 4CL has a better lineup going towards the late game, unless the Slark gets completely out of control. So far, he is kind of en route, but I think for the next 15 minutes, they could still kill Madara if they have the Tiny combo.
Yes.
The next goal for 4CL is to give farm to the Slaughter. It's much more impressive when the Tiny blinks in that your Slaughter also joining in with the blink. So EGM should get farm priority right now.
Okay, we'll see what energy can find here. Spartan was just moving across towards the mid. The ping's coming out the mid lane as Bambo. He's ready to go straight up with a 1-2 combo to Milan. No way that he's going to be able to walk that one off. Disruptor gets taken down. There's now an Axe picked up here by Excalibur on the quad. So something else that 4 Clovers have to be careful of. And there's a little bit of wombo combo on the side of NLG if they get, of course, the multi-man kinetic field static storms into sonic waves. They're still a bit scary for the side of 4 Clovers, especially when, I mean, BKBs, I don't think they're coming out anytime soon for any of the cores. I mean, Pycat, what's he building at the moment on the Gyrocopter?
He's working towards SMY.
SMY first,
and he's got Phase as well as Helm, so it ain't bad for him, considering that his early start has not been impressive.
Top lane, 4 Clovers. And we're going to see if they can find this tier 1. At the same time, though, it's going to be a trade that's almost certainly will favor NLG if they find this. They're looking for a tier 2 on the bottom now.
Yeah. Right now, 4CL has much more option to play. Minutes ago, they could only just farm, dodge NLG and farm. But now, they could actually exert pressure over the map with their Tiny, which is kind of meandering through the enemy jungle. And the EGM is also kind of looking to join here. Any support gets randomly picked up is going to just die. And I would consider Bane as a support in this stage of the game. If you get avatars, you're dead.
This smoke is not going to work out there. Excalibur realizes he's got to get himself out as he gets dispelled from the high ground. Positioning of 4 Clovers. And now Matter as well, so they're very close to picking up the Skadi here on the man. I believe he's got the Orb of Venom on the Courier. He just needs to get that final 1k gold and left the point booster on top of the second ultimate orb. And so Blink Dagger now on Nikwa, so something else to help catch out these heroes like the Slark. You already talked about the Blink Tiny. Slardo, how's EGM doing on his way to potential?
He's got 1,800 gold.
Blink
He's
very close, yeah.
Crushing some neutrals on the top lane. He's getting there.
And then, I mean, as you said, having triple Blink, that's exactly what you need to punish these picks like the Slark, like the Slark, and just catching him out at this stage of the game. And also just Excalibur, if you can get the lockdown to start off the crushes and the shackles.
I mean, Slark, initiation, he finds the Wisp, and he's dead.
And he's fairly I mean, Wisp is actually going to buy back here. Anka's still hanging around. There's a cooldown coming out. It's going to hit onto 3 with a power shot as well. Look at the toss. They're incredibly low energy, but it doesn't look like there's anyone on the side of 4 Clovers who can get themselves in there to finish it off. So they find the kill on Aya, but they do lose the Tiny. They did use the buyback here on Spartan, but I think NLG will be happy that they managed to take Bambo's life for that.
Yeah, the big difference is that 4CL is able to split up and farm while getting these kind of one-for-one pickoffs, whereas NLG really has to respawn by the whole team. So as this game drags on a bit, I think 4CL will climb ahead in terms of the net worth graph.
Okay.
And they have been doing so for the past 10 minutes or so, given the fact that Slark even has a Midas. So NLG somehow needs to catch up on the farming game, and honestly, their heroes are not really well equipped for doing that. And there's that Blink, so I'd like to see a massive smoke gank from 4CL once they have the Tiny back.
Yeah, let's see if that is going to be the plan. And also worth noting as well, Tiny's close singing on the 4-star. That is just Skadi now, complete by Madara on this Slark. So getting scarier and scarier, and he's had a pretty good game so far. 6 kills, 7 assists, only died the once. Almost flawless performance here on the Slark. And it's all about the plays that 4 Clovers are going to be looking to make before these blinks. Roshan still yet to be taken by one of these two teams. BKB, he's just spent, what, 1,100 gold away from it. Mitch, he needs that Mithril Hammer. There's a haste rune. 4 Clovers. I know that NLG are going to be looking for this potentially as the Helm of the Dominator creep from Pycat scouts out this action.
Actually, Pycat's looking to max out his homing missile.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes we see what stats being prioritized.
Yeah, he understands that the way that their team generally plays is that the Tiny likes to re-engage over and over again. And by leveling up the homing missile, it reduces the cooldown where you could even get off like 2 to 3 homing missile per fight. And against heroes like Bane and Disruptor, it's very annoying for them to have to constantly run away from a missile.
And there's your smoke, in fact, from NLG first. Mitch, nice Fiend's Grip to lead this up, and there's your follow-through. Sonic Wave as well, they'll find Pycat. Static Storm's been laid down. No one else there in the vicinity, and now the crush, the Blink initiation from Bambo, trying to find more. Mitch, he's going to be fine. Throws the Nightmare out to EGM. Excalibur gets the slot onto the slot on his Slark. Trying to work. Fish versus fish action. They've got the Shallow Grave out to EGM. He'll look for the TPI. He's going to be able to make it. They got anything to stop it. They haven't. Nightmare had already been used, as so had the Fiend's Grip. Excalibur leaning forward very aggressively. Shackle Shot won't latch. Niko's got to be careful there because the Matter is there. Jumping forward, won't quite
Tiny
find the
coming
latch.
from the back line. He's behind enemy rivers. He blinks upward here, will not find Excalibur. He does not have the 4-staff complete, so that should be it in terms of engagement.
And Bama maybe need to be a bit careful here because a glimpse is going to come out. And Matter is just going to jump straight on him. Bambo looking for the 1-2 combo, bringing them low, not low enough. There's your Sonic Wave again from Excalibur. The Nightmare set up onto EGM as Matter moves in. He's looking for more on the Slug. The Shallow Grave comes out once more from Saxy. He gets out the Weave as well. I don't think it's going to be enough to save EGM this dominant way. The funny EGM and Matter blinks forward. He wants more. He wants blood, and he's going to get Nikwa as well as off the back of this fight. And Pycat just left to get himself out of there with the Dazzle. And very nicely played there by NLG, and this Slark just jumping all over the fight and being involved in every kill.
Oh, they're going to glimpse back
even
Saxa?
done.
Yeah, he's dead. Well, there's going to be a call down hitting everybody here. Madara's going to fight under the T2 and a call down. Looks like the Dazzle Grave will not save the Dazzle Madara. He's down to about half HP. Tiny is back in 15. Is there going to be a buyback and TP to the tier 1?
I think this is time to push. I mean, Matter, he's got 27 Essence Shift stacks at the moment. This man is certainly going to be punching. He's trying to actually be able to duke it out as the ranged heroes are able to take down the missile.
There's a TP in from the Tiny, but he's going to just get glimpsed back. In fact, he blinks forward. He will get the kill, and they can't glimpse him. At least not yet. All right, Bambo, he's going to be okay. Oh, he's thinking about having more. You know this man's thinking about having more. The crush will hit. Avatos on Madara. Madara is fine for now. He's very tanky, but Pycat's coming in here as well. Yeah, Madara's got to be careful. Fairly low at the moment. He needs to get some of that regen kicking in. And he will back off. Actually, BKB now done on Bane. But still Madara. 15k net worth. What's he doing on top of the Skadi on this slot? Because he managed to rack up anything else. Let's have a look. 3k. I mean, what does he go for next here? Does he need a BKB this game, or can he afford to avoid that and look to build more into the damage? He could go for an MKB for the Wind Ranger, because obviously she does have the Wind Run. You could go for the BKB, and that's kind of the ultra safe build. I personally like Basher because he has no trouble surviving in these fights. He's so tanky. I like them to see him be a little bit more aggressive, but looks like he's going to pick up a Demon Edge perhaps from the side shot. Well, he's thinking about it. Looks like they look towards Roshan first at the moment. Madara would love to fill up that final slot there with an Aegis. And with the backup of the rest of the side of NLG, it looks like they've got a good shot at taking this one. Four Clover's not really in the district to try and contest. They have got Bambo around. The question is, does Bambo want to look for a Bambo play, and does he know that this is going on? No, Bambo always want to look for a Bambo play. Bambo. Is he going to do it? Is he going to? This is the Bambo play. This is the Bambo. Okay, Pycat walks in. It's a nice cooldown to set this one up. BKB's already come out from mid, so they get the Fiend's Grip out onto the Gyrocopter. Static Storm's laid down as well. The Shallow Grave is there just in time. Bambo comes in the pit. Oh, look! He tosses him up to the high ground, but Madara, he bounces back down here. Looks to continue onto Roshan, and Madara should be able to find it. He will. Milan's incredibly low, but Madara's already picked up the Aegis. They do lose the Disruptor, but now Madara is going to try and go for the cleanup. He finds Saxa, killing spree now for the Slark. Nikwa throws out a Shackle. It won't latch. They'll jump forward on Madara. The Crush comes out from EGM. Bambo coming back in with the Avalanche toss, but Madara's just working away. He's got 12 Essence Shift stacks up at the moment. He'll look to jump forward and find EGM. Doesn't even do it. He just jumps over his dead body. So it's a 3 for 3 at the moment. Madara move forward for more. Blinks in. Oh, God, run. Oh, Bambo and Nikwa just on the retreat. They did manage to find a fair few kills in return, but the fact that Slark, they just can't kill him. He's got the Aegis, and he's now got 4.5k gold on top of the Skadi. So that team fight, the Gyrocopter essentially tanked everything. He's like, all right, Bambo, you're going to get the Aegis, right? Bambo's like, I'm going to try. And he messed up. That's such a Bambo play. You throw your entire team under the bus, and then you go for an individual play. But, you know. It's, how do they kill this Slark? They're not killing him twice. They just weigh out the Aegis, I guess. Yeah, he's going to have MKB very shortly as well. Is that the item he's sells the Aquila here? Yeah, he sells the Aquila. He's got the money for the Demon Edge, and yeah, Javelins were already on the courier. So that's the MKB coming out now to Madara. Something else that I just gonna have to be very careful about fighting into if you're Four Clovers. And maybe the play is you let Madara. Look how ballsy he wants to go now. Yeah, he's going in on his own here. He just can Sax even get a chance to get off the grave? He does get off the grave. TP. There's your Benny Bash. Yeah. And he says thanks for the Essence Shift stacks. Up to 23 now on the slot. And we'll see if he can manage to find anything else. Four Clovers themselves, the rest of the team are actually looking for something towards the top rune. Seeing if they could maybe make a movement into the jungle, but NLG, they're actually in the Radiant jungle at the moment. And oh, Excalibur, he's going to lean forward, the Blink's there in time. The Shackle shot comes through, will latch, but of course Madara did get the Dart Pact off in time to remove it, and there's your Fiend's Grip onto EGM. Madara moves in, takes down one, unstoppable streak now here for the Slark. And Nikwa, he's trying to run, he's trying to hide. Is there going to be a bash in time? Oh, no, there's not. Madara didn't get the first hit bash there with the MKB. But nonetheless, this Slark is pretty scary. And Four Clovers, I think they'll be having nightmares after what he's done to the side so far. Yeah, the goal of this Tiny is able to kind of pick up random stragglers here and there, but if they're grouping up so tightly together and everybody's so tanked, How do you actually jump into NLG here?
I don't know. I don't know. 4Clovers are going to need to find an answer though, because they're going to lose the tier 2 here in the mid lane. They're trying to put a bit of pressure on up top. They've got Tiny, Bambo, and Pike out in the Jara hanging around towards the top lane. NLG, they're just going to be persistent here in the mid lane.
They want to use this Aegis effectively. Yeah. They know that the 4C&L is trying to time it out, so they're going to try to get as much tower damage as possible.
Matter just go straight in. Looking for EGM. Focus Fire comes out, but now with the Sonic Wave onto 2, there's a cooldown as well. Matter's found one. He may find more. Shadow Dance comes out. They can't quite burst the Slark down here. He's going to be fine. Bambo trapped up in the Static Storm. Spartan coming along with the heal. Matter might go down once he will. They'll manage to pop the Aegis here on the Slark. He won't have the Shadow Dance when he's back up, and he might not care. Just blinks himself out straight away. Jackal Shot isn't going to latch here. Matter just jumps away from this fight. Will look to get himself out for the time being. Bambo, he came forward there, got the toss combo onto the Spartan IO. Milan's going to be able to TP out in the tree line. They couldn't quite cancel it and find the vision in time. So they do manage to defend the base there, 4Clovers.
And they've only lost
the Bane, and they take the Aegis.
Yeah. They get the Bane, they get the Wisp, they lost the Slaughter. So I say, all things considered, a very well fought defense for 4C&L. And more importantly, we have Shadowblade on top of the Tiny now. So suddenly, I mean, he's already a very menacing beast, but now you got the trifecta of mobility items, and that will force out a gem purchase from the Disruptor.
And he's going to be the Basher, as you mentioned earlier, for the Slark now. So, Skull Basher, Monkey King Bar. This man's certainly punching, but it relies on him staying alive. And as we saw just there, 4Clovers, they do have the capability of killing the Slark.
He did also dive into, like...
He did dive very aggressively with the Aegis.
So I don't look for him making that play when he does not have the Aegis. Top lane.
Is he going to make the jump? It's going to be a risky one to do so, because NoLogicGaming are there, Bambo. If they see him here, Nikua's moving in with a quick hit, but there's Static Storm actually getting preemptively dropped. Matter moving forward. The Phoenix Grip onto Nikua, Sonic Wave onto 2. God. They'll find one. They'll be able to find Saxa here as well, as they do. 2 kills so far. Bambo's going to go down. It's a double kill for the godlike Slark. And...
so that was a very unfortunate timing for 4C&L to go. They got Glimmer as well as a Shadowblade. They thought they were safe. They did not realize that gem was just purchased. So, you know, Milan picking a good time to pick up the gem, and well, 3 kills, and they need a buyback to defend this base.
Yeah, they're certainly going to need to, but they haven't. They're all unavailable at the moment on these 3 heroes. And we'll see if off the back that NLG are able to try and take a set of racks in the mid lane. Matter are moving forward, ready to start the front lining. Ready to get the go-ahead onto the tier 3. Backups there as well. Static Storm still on cooldown after that last fight here for Milan.
There's no glyph.
Yeah, they're not even going to need it. Well, they need the glyph, but they're not going to need the Static Storm. But yeah, the glyph, they certainly needed that for 4Clovers. And they'll find the melee racks. That's the ones they were looking for. Academics has now been picked up by Nikua, but NLG look to play this one safe. Just back up. Looks like Spartans making the shots here on the map. Looking for the Delta split. They want to send Mitch up to the top lane by the looks of it to get that lane starting to push in. Want to send the rest down towards the bottom. Bambo. Let's see if he goes for anything here. Just going to want to stick with the team at this point. And I guess Shiva's Guard is going to be the next item for this quad. And yeah, they've got the Mystic Staff as well. So just looking for the recipe there for Excalibur. There's going to be smoke up here from 4Clovers.
Yeah, so the job here for 4Clovers is actually to remove the Bane or the Disruptor at the beginning of the fight. Bane so that the Gyro doesn't get locked down, or the Wind Ranger doesn't get locked down, or the Disruptor to take away the gem, because 4C&L relies on invisibility to actually stay alive in team fights. But I believe NLG is aware of this smoke end, considering that mid is heavily pushed in and there's nobody defending it.
Yeah, and they don't find anything with this 4Clovers. NLG themselves are now going to come back out of the base as 4Clovers reveal some of themselves down bottom. And there's going to be a smoke from NLG as well in turn, so we'll see if they're going to be a little bit more successful with their own smoke. Excalibur leading the way. And again, in turn, looks like 4Clovers the ones to play it safe, apart from Bambo. He's got that Shadow Blade here. We'll get the blink out just in time.
Glimpse.
There we go, they've got him. BKB's actually been popped by Mitch as well to ensure that he can get the lockdown. Probably won't need to use the Fiend's Grip here, and he doesn't. Saves it for the next fight, and that's Bambo down for over a minute. He does not have buyback here on the Tiny. And they'll just bring Madara back onto the side of this lane, starting to get their bottom pushed round. And there's an Abyssal Blade completed on the Slark here as well. You can see the difference at the moment. The majority of that difference pretty much being in the pocket of this Slark, who's a good 10k ahead of Pycat's Gyrocopter at this point of the game.
Yeah, Pycat just used cooldown for farming up top, so this tier 2 is definitely forfeited, and I believe NLG will get the tier 3 before the cooldown of cooldown comes back on as well. So NLG looking to close this game out
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
and add a point into the Dream League standing.
Yeah, looking to be in a very good position in this game. For Clovers, they're going to need a big, big defense to hold this one back. 20 seconds still without Bambo's Tiny.
Radiant's bottom tower
Matter is straight in.
attack.
He was even thinking about potentially blinking, and we've seen how much of a man.
Oh,
And he does. He literally just blinks straight in onto Saxa. Saxa getting deleted, doesn't have a chance to get any of his spells out. And then he'll add back now to the tier 3. Matter continues to push. He's going to be almost certainly ready to just blink in on anyone that dares come close. Fortification comes out. Bambo with the Shadow Blade trying to get himself in position for an initiation. Nikwa, he's going to find the Shackle Shot, but the Dark Power's out in time. Bambo getting tossed forward, and okay, Sonic Wave flies through onto 2.
God.
Gyro's down, Tiny's down, EGM, he's probably going to go down here as well. Nikwa burns into a Slark, he gets the bashes out. The last man standing here, EGM, he'll be taken out as well. It's a full team wipe here for the side of NLG. And we keep harking on about the Slark, but he really has just been the issue the whole game. 17 kills, 13 assists, 1 death, and GG's called. And there we go. Absolute bang-up performance there from the side of NLG. 4 Clovers, they had their high points, but they just never had anyone on the same level as Farm as this Slark.
Yeah, they couldn't deal with the Slark. Apart from the one random pick-off,
Yes.
you need to kill him. I don't know how they could, but the game was not close because they could never deal with the Slark.
Yeah, I ended up about 11k ahead of the Pycat Gyrocopter. The Slark certainly got out of hand, to say the least, and NoLogicGaming take the win against 4 Clovers. So, with that in mind, I mean, do you feel 4 Clovers can come back and take a game against this side, or do you feel that NoLogicGaming are just the stronger team here?
I don't think NLG is a stronger team.
Okay.
I felt like they just outplayed 4CL that game. The scary thing is that 4CL, to me, got the draft they wanted. They
Yes.
like having Bambo and Tiny.
They do. They got a lot of signature heroes, yeah.
So that's the scary part. NLG like beat them at their best.
I mean, did they just not have the draft to deal with a Slark? I mean, we talked about it in the draft, the fact that you felt that NLG themselves didn't necessarily go into the lineup thinking we're going to pick the Slark, and it was something they were forced into. Do 4 Clovers have to ban the Slark? Or?
No, I don't think so. I don't think 4CL and myself or the Couch expected the Slark to get that big that quickly.
No.
So I think that was the issue there.
Just a bit of an anomaly. But we'll see indeed in Game 2 if there's going to be a repeater for NoLogicGaming, if they can pull something out for Matter and he can farm and fight as well as he did in Game 1. As that is it for the casting panel for now. We're going to head over to a short ad break and then straight back to the panel. But for myself and Lumi, we'll see you back in a bit for Game 2.